All right, so picture this. You walk into a McDonald's,
Right.
and it doesn't even matter if it's, in New York City or Tokyo or like some tiny little town somewhere. There's this feeling you get.
Yeah.
You kind of instantly know what to expect.
Familiarity for sure.
The layout, the menu, how your
Yeah.
order is taken, even like down to the taste. I mean, you've got the golden arches,
Hmm.
and then you've got that very specific Big Mac taste that's the same pretty much everywhere you go.
It's pretty remarkable consistency when you consider the global scale of their operation.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder, like, is it just the food that makes McDonald's so undeniably successful worldwide? Or is there like a deeper, more transferable something else going on?
I think that's the question a lot of people grapple with. What's the framework behind that kind of uniform execution across so many different cultures and markets?
And that's what we're going to dive into today.
Love it.
We're going to unpack Paul Facella's book, Everything I Know About Business I Learned at McDonald's.
Great choice.
And for those who haven't come across it, this isn't just like some random person giving opinions.
Right.
Facella spent over 30 years with McDonald's, started as a crew member, and worked his way all the way up to senior vice president.
Wow, that's quite a journey.
Yeah, so he's seen it all, really.
Yeah, he has.
And what we want to do is extract from his experience the principles that transform McDonald's from a small burger stand into, well, the global giant it is today. And the bigger question is, can those same principles provide a consistent strategy for growth and success for any business?
It speaks to a common challenge so many entrepreneurs and business owners face. I mean, you can have the most incredible product or service, but actually building a sustainable, thriving company on top of that good idea,
Right.
that's where the real hurdles come in. How do you scale? How do you create a high-performing team? And how do you maintain that initial quality and vision as you grow?
Exactly. And I think a lot of people listening can relate to that.
Mhm.
It's like having this phenomenal engine, but maybe you haven't quite figured out the perfect chassis to really harness all that power.
That's a great analogy.
So what Facella offers and what we're hoping to unpack with you today is that chassis, the consistent strategy that was instrumental in McDonald's success. So where do we even begin with these lessons?
Well, I think a good place to start, and something that Facella emphasizes really early on, is the importance of people.
Okay.
When you think McDonald's, what comes to mind? I'm guessing it's the Golden Arches, Big Mac's fries, that sort of thing.
Right, the food, yeah.
Exactly. But Facella, he argues that their real strength isn't just the food, it's how they approach their workforce.
Okay, so let's break that down. When we talk about focusing on people,
Yeah.
are we talking about more than just, hiring staff?
Yes. It's about actively nurturing your team, developing them in a way that builds loyalty and motivation, even creates a sense of ownership.
Okay.
Think about it in your own life. When you feel genuinely valued, when someone invests in your growth, doesn't that make you more engaged, more driven?
For sure.
And McDonald's recognized this early on. They understood the power of providing resources and opportunities for employees to grow both personally and professionally.
It makes sense. If you're just a cog in the machine, your level of commitment is going to be way different than if you feel like you have a future there, that your contributions are valued and you have a chance to develop your skills.
Absolutely. When employees feel supported, respected, and empowered, they go from just doing their jobs to actually being invested in the company's success.
Right. And that translates to a better experience for the customers as well.
Exactly. It's a win-win. Happy, engaged employees lead to happy, satisfied customers.
So principle number one, prioritize your team. Got it. What's the next foundational element that contributed to their success?
Well, after people, Facella really dives into the power of systems.
Systems, okay.
He argues that meticulously designed systems are actually the bedrock of McDonald's efficiency, and the consistency we talked about earlier, a huge reason for their global success.
Systems. It's funny, when you walk into a McDonald's and everything's running smoothly, you almost don't notice it.
Right. It's almost invisible.
But think about this. How do they make sure that a quarter pounder with cheese in, say, Paris tastes exactly the same as one in like Rio de Janeiro?
Yeah, that's mind-boggling.
It's not an accident. It's the result of highly refined systems governing every single aspect of the operation. From the amount of ketchup on a burger to the precise cooking times, even things like the angle you hold a spatula. They've studied and optimized it all.
It's fascinating how much detail goes into it.
So it's like having this incredibly detailed blueprint for every single action within the business.
Exactly. And the benefits are huge: efficient operations, increased productivity, and most importantly, consistent quality, which builds trust with your customers.
Makes sense when you know what to expect and you consistently get it, you're more likely to come back.
Absolutely. Standardization, when done right, enhances the customer experience and builds that brand loyalty.
Okay, so people first, powerful systems in place. What drives the implementation of these principles?
That brings us to the role of leadership, and specifically leading by example.
Sure.
Facella talks a lot about Ray Kroc's leadership style and how he wasn't just a guy in a suit giving orders.
Right.
He was known for getting his hands dirty, working alongside his employees, and embodying the company's values.
I've heard stories about Kroc, like he'd be out there scrubbing floors with the crew just to show that no task was beneath him.
Exactly, and that's so important because employees pay more attention to what their leaders do than what they say.
For sure, actions speak louder than words, right?
100%. If you want a culture of hard work, excellence, and accountability, you as the leader have to demonstrate those qualities yourself.
It's that whole walk the walk thing.
Exactly. It's about building trust and showing your team that you're all in it together.
Okay, so we've got people, systems leadership. What else has contributed to McDonald's staying power? I mean, they've been around for decades.
That's a testament to their adaptability. Another key principle Facella highlights.
Adaptability, interesting.
McDonald's success isn't about being stuck in their ways. They've shown an incredible ability to evolve with the market and meet changing customer needs.
Like introducing healthier options and embracing technology for ordering and delivery.
Exactly. But here's the key: they've adapted while staying true to their core values. They haven't compromised on quality or the customer experience.
So it's about finding that balance between being flexible and staying true to your brand.
Precisely, in today's fast-paced world, businesses need to be willing to change and innovate, but always with their core mission in mind.
It's a tough thing to do, but crucial for long-term success.
Couldn't agree more.
So adaptability checks another box. What else is on the list?
Well, Facella also talks about the importance of continuous improvement.
Okay.
McDonald's doesn't rest on its laurels. They have this deep commitment to constantly evaluating themselves and finding ways to get better at every level.
So it's not just about maintaining the status quo. It's about actively looking for ways to improve.
Exactly. They're never satisfied with good enough, and this constant striving for improvement is what keeps them ahead of the game.
Makes sense in any industry. The leaders are the ones who are always pushing the boundaries.
It's the difference between leading the pack and just trying to keep up.
Right, so continuous improvement is key, but all this effort and improvement has to be directed towards something. What's the end goal?
That brings us to the principle of focusing on results.
Okay, results.
Facella makes it very clear that McDonald's values hard work, but they're ultimately results-oriented. It's not about how many hours you put in, it's about what you achieve in those hours.
So it's about effectiveness, not just effort.
Exactly. They have a strong performance culture with clear goals, measurable progress, and accountability for outcomes.
So you need to be able to track whether all the hard work is actually translating into tangible results.
Absolutely. If you're running a business, you need to have those metrics in place to know if you're moving in the right direction.
Clear goals, accountability. Yeah, that's crucial.
For any business to succeed, you need to set those targets, track your progress, and hold everyone accountable for achieving them.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. People, systems, leadership adaptability, continuous improvement, focus on results. Is there like an overarching principle that ties it all together?
I think there is, and Facella actually considers this the most important one: building a legacy.
Building a legacy of
Okay, Ray Kroc's vision wasn't just about building a successful company. He wanted to create something that would last, something built on ethical leadership, hard work, and discipline.
legacy. It's a powerful concept. It's about so much more than just making money.
It is. It's about the long-term impact, the values that underpin everything you do. It's about creating something that will stand the test of time and make a positive contribution to the world.
So it's about asking yourself what kind of mark you want to leave on the world. What do you want your business to be remembered for?
Exactly. And it's not something that happens by accident. It takes conscious effort, values-driven decisions, and a commitment to making a real difference.
Really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does, and at its core, I think that's what McDonald's success is all about, this interconnected set of principles that create a blueprint for long-term success.
So just to recap for everyone listening, the 7 key principles we've talked about today are prioritizing your people, building powerful systems, leading by example, embracing adaptability, committing to continuous improvement, focusing on results, and ultimately building a legacy.
Exactly, and it's important to remember these principles aren't limited to the fast food industry. They apply to any business, big or small, in any sector.
Absolutely, and I think that final point about legacy really resonated with me. It's a powerful reminder that success isn't just about the bottom line. It's about creating something meaningful, something that lasts.
It's about making a positive impact on the world and inspiring others to do the same.
And it begs the question, are you building a business that's built to last?
Hmm.
Are you creating a legacy that will inspire future generations? That seems to be the defining characteristic of truly successful, enduring companies.
It's a question worth pondering for anyone looking to make a real difference.
And on that note, that's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you found these insights from Everything I Know About Business I Learned at McDonald's valuable, and we encourage you to apply these principles in your own endeavors.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep building your legacy.
See you then.
Bye for now.
Bye.